It's the Orioles on Masson on a gorgeous Tuesday downtown. The Orioles getting set to take on the Tampa Bay Rays in the middle game of this three-game series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. As the Orioles project to next season to 2012, one thing they are looking for to improve on is the consistency in the starting pitching, because it's been the inconsistency of the starting pitching this year that in large part has the team in last place. And if you look at the numbers, you can see why and why the Orioles need to improve as they go ahead. The Orioles starters have 68 losses combined. That is more than any other staff in the American League. Their ERA at 5.36, that's the highest. They have pitched the fewest number of innings, and they have allowed the most home runs. A bad combination, and during the Orioles' current three-game losing streak, 0-2 with a no decision, but an ERA of 7.24. And as we welcome in the birthday boy, Rick Dempsey, who is 29 again, I'm told. Rick,
Absolutely.
You know all about starting pitching, and it's about the consistency you need. And as the Orioles look forward and project, really the model they need to look for is right in the other dugout tonight, and that's Tampa Bay.
Well, you are absolutely right. If you look at Tampa Bay 5-6 years ago, they were a team always in last place. This is what the Orioles are doing right now. But how did they pull themselves out? They did it by getting their starting pitchers to go more innings. Look at the difference between the Orioles and Tampa Bay right now. Innings pitched so far by their starters, 965. That's the first in the American League. The Orioles are last in the American League at 793. That translates into about another 180 extra innings for the bullpen to pick up, and it's why our bullpen never seems to be able to stay fresh for any long periods of time. It's just plain overworked. The amount of starters used, you can see Tampa Bay with 7, the Orioles with 12. Man, the more time that you get that pitcher, that starting pitcher out on the mound to have that ball in his hand for almost 7 innings a game, they're going to get a better feel, more experience, and more strength than any other team.
Well, 16 games to go in the season. The starters have a chance to show what they can do projecting to next year. Middle game of 3, O's and Rays. Lineups and first pitch are next. Online only at southwest.com. And by Moneyball, starring Brad Pitt, in theaters September 23rd, rated PG-13. What a beautiful day it was downtown, and a lot of folks enjoying the Inner Harbor on this Tuesday afternoon. It still is summer for another week, and we have baseball here tonight. Tonight's game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 82 lovely degrees, 43% humidity, and just a slight breeze out of the southwest. Middle game of 3 against the playoff hopeful Rays. Southwest Airlines starting lineups for Tampa Bay: Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton in center field, and Evan Longoria with Ben Zobrist, Johnny Damon, and Matt Joyce, Casey Kochman, John Jaso, and Sean Rodriguez. Upton, the hottest hitter in the Rays lineup, 368 and 10 ribbies in the month of September.
And here's the scouting report on Alfredo Simon. He's a Ruby Tuesday in this day of statistics and nothing but statistics. 2-0 on Tuesday with a 1.2 ERA. It's the other 6 days I worry about. He can't walk the walk. Last time out against the New York Yankees, 6 base on balls in 4 innings. You're not going to get away with the Yankees by putting that many people on base. Bullpen is best here at Camden Yard. 35 appearances out of the bullpen. He was 5-1 with a 4.5. As a starter, just 1-3 with a 4, almost 4.9 ERA.
So he's a Ruby Tuesday. Is he a fan of Mick Jagger?
I hope so. Tonight, I hope he is, because I'd love to see one of those games where he gets into the 8th inning like he did 2 starts ago. And really, you know, that fastball split finger is a lot of fun to watch when he is strike one and they don't know what's coming.
Well, the Orioles at least have had the availability of Simone because of all the pitchers going in and out of the rotation on the year. And Rick alluded to it in our open with the 12 different starters as Jennings stands in and the fastball misses inside. Alfredo is probably better suited for relief pitching, but the Orioles have had him in there because he's the better option of those available.
Well, you know, the numbers would support you on that, Jim, no doubt.
Pop up shallow right. Here comes Markakis, and he calls off Ryan Adams and makes the play in foul territory. So Jennings retired, 1 away.
Well, let's go to the defenses first. Nolan Reimold will be out in left field. Kyle Hudson in center. Nick Markakis in right. And Dino will be at third base. J.J. Hardy up the middle with Adams at second base. Reynolds at first base. Matt Wieters behind the plate. And Alfredo Simon on the mound.
And Kyle Hudson getting a start tonight in center field with Adam Jones sitting out with a sore thumb. How about Kyle Hudson, left-hander all the way? And, oh, by the way, you're facing David Price tonight. Here's B.J. Upton. Swings at the first pitch. Cue ball wide at first. Reynolds will fire to Simone, who gets over there in time, and 2 quick outs. That was a tougher play than it looked because the spin was reversing away from Mark Reynolds.
Well, it's an all-or-nothing play for Reynolds because as soon as he turns and throws, he has to really put something on the ball. We're going to watch it again. See, he backhands this ball, and he knows he's got one chance to get him. He's got to hit Simone on the run, and he can't miss him, so he's got to put a little something on it. That always is a little iffy because you just don't know if that pitcher is going to give you 100% in that sprint over to first base, so you're kind of hoping he does, but he did it.
So 2 outs on 3 pitches, and here's Evan Longoria. Longoria, the Tampa Bay third-place hitter, takes a strike.
We were talking about the numbers on Simone that support the fact that he may be better suited to pitch out of the bullpen. But I know that the numbers do support that. And, yes, he does look like he does. But I know he's got good stuff. I know he's got a very good fastball. When he throws it over down in the strike zone, he can go to that split-finger fastball, and that's what the equalizer is for him. Does he have to get himself in better shape to be a starter? Absolutely, because in every single interview that we've done with him, he's complained about weakness in his legs. Well, that tells you right there. Maybe the workout in the winter times aren't strong enough for him to complete a full season as a starter.
Longoria rips it to left field as he got ahead in the count. Reimold over towards the corner. He'll get to it on the warning track, and Longoria has a 2-out double. So Evan Longoria stays hot, and he's in scoring position with 2 down.
Right here, Simone tries to get that fastball by him middle in. I think somebody forgot to tell him he's got the quickest bat in the American League, and he's awfully powerful. Lucky to get away with it with just a double. But this is what Longoria has been doing early in ball games. He's been very hot, picking up a hit or 2 in his first couple times up.
And here's Ben Zobrist, who is also swinging a good bat. He's got a 6-game hitting streak going. Switch hitter in that cleanup spot. And here we go again with the 2-out rally against the Orioles. This has plagued the entire pitching staff all year. Runs scored by the opposition with 2 down. And a good-looking curveball bends in there for a strike, so Simone gets ahead, no balls, and 2 strikes on Zobrist.
You know, if you're watching Zobrist the last couple of games, this guy with men in scoring position, he looks for a certain pitch in a certain zone. Yesterday, he got a fastball down the middle of the plate by Accardo and drove it into right field. He was looking to pull the ball. And in a 2-2 count, you cannot give in to this guy right here. He is just too locked in right now.
Simone couldn't get him to chase. Well, Zobrist tied for first in the American League in doubles with his 45. And he's got 66 extra base hits to lead this team. And this is a team with Evan Longoria on it. And Simone got him. So Zobrist down on strikes, and Tampa Bay can't score. A 2-out double, a man left. Rays can't score. Here come the Birds. A nice looking shot. As the Rays don't score, here come the Orioles in the bottom of the first. Southwest Airlines starting lineups for the Birds, and Dino Hardy and Markakis with Vladimir in the cleanup spot. It is career against Tampa Bay, a .320 average with 18 home runs and 57 RBIs. Matt Wieters will catch, then Mark Reynolds at first. Nolan Reimold in left field, Ryan Adams at second, and hey, rookie Kyle Hudson, go get 4 at-bats against David Price. He's in center field batting ninth.
And here is the scouting report for David Price. The price is right. At least right now for the Orioles. He's winless this year with an 0-2 record in 3 appearances against them. Low hits, high misses. So far, you look at this guy's numbers, only 174 hits and 203 innings pitched. He's got 200 Ks this year. It's only the 3rd pitcher in Rays history to do that, and not a visiting Angel. So far on the road this year, 3-0 in his last 3 starts, and 19 consecutive scoreless innings on the road.
Well, he's looking for his 13th win on the year. One thing that has eluded him this year is run support, and in his case, it is a tangible stat because they're averaging under 4 runs per game when he's on the mound. Here's Andino leading off tonight, first ball swinging, and he fouls it back. Well, Robert Andino has been on a tear. He's got a career-high 9-game hitting streak, 13 out of 36 during the streak, including a home run and 5 RBIs. He really has done a good job for Buck Showalter and the Birds this year. Late on that swing, he fouls it off, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, I really like the rhythm and the timing of this guy's swing right now. I think he's showing Buck Showalter he wants a job here next year. And I think at least you've got to give him that 5th infield spot if he doesn't really even do better than this. You know, he's one of those guys you can rely on if somebody gets hurt.
Takes just off the plate outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, and he continues to play every day.
Well, he's got a nice little scrappiness about him that you love to see. He dives for balls. He's got really good rhythm and timing, and wherever you put him around the infield. Third base, he looks good. Second base, he looks good. Shortstop, he's very comfortable out there too. He's a hustler. He's a guy that goes both ways. He'll show you a little pop at times, but he's not an easy out in this lineup anywhere you put him.
And he works the count full 3-2. Very patient at bat. David Price walks about 2 per game. And as Rick mentioned, he is a strikeout pitcher. 8.8 strikeouts for every 9 innings he works.
Boy, how about that last game he threw against the Orioles? 14 strikeouts in that game. It just looked like he was going to cruise.
And Dino off the end of the bat, but it carries to Upton. And one away here in the Oriole first.
Well, here's the Rays defense on the night. Jennings out in left. B.J. Upton in center. Joyce in right field. Longoria back at third base. Rodriguez at short. Ben Zobrist at second. Casey Kochman back at first. Jazzo's behind the mound for the first time this series. And Price is on the mound.
Here's J.J. Hardy, who is in the number 2 spot. He is slowly getting out of his batting funk, and he looks over a strike. J.J. now 3 out of his last 12, but over a longer stretch, he is still just 3 for his last 22. Doesn't chase the changeup, and it's a ball and a strike. So a 136 clip over his last 5 games and no RBIs. 1-1 is skied to right. That chases Matt Joyce back near the scoreboard. It is over his head, and it's in play off the wall. And Hardy hustles to second base with a 1-out double. Real good job of hitting there, Rich. Just going with the pitch.
I know it. And you know what? You look at this guy's streak so far this year. Watch how they pitch him away here. And he finally gets good wood on it going the opposite way. And it's an adjustment that you have to make. J.J. Hardy has already hurt most of the ball clubs in our division with the long ball, trying to pitch him middle in. And it just doesn't work. So now, as scouting reports, they streak through this league like you can't believe, so fast with the internet. Now everybody says, J.J. Hardy, don't pitch him in, don't pitch him in. Everybody goes to the sliders and the fastballs down and away. J.J. Hardy's job is to adjust to that and do just what he did in that at bat.
Markakis with a chance for an RBI. And he takes a strike at the knees. Nick took an 0 for 3 in the game last night, but he has been swinging the bat very well. He's got 7 RBIs over the past 8 games. Ground ball towards the middle. The shortstop Rodriguez has it. He'll fire across low and beyond the first baseman, Casey Kochman, and here's Hardy to score. Rodriguez got to it and fired to first, but it was low. Markakis looked like he beat it out anyway, and the Orioles get a break in a 1-0 lead.
Well, a tough job for Rodriguez anyway on that base hit up the middle just to keep it from going into center. But with Nick Markakis hustling down the first base line, very, very tough for him to make a good throw. You see him right there. He just didn't get his feet settled fast enough, and he ends up short hopping the first baseman in for an error, and a run scores.
Well, it hit the pitching mound, and that's how Rodriguez was able to get to it. It is an error all the way, so no RBI, but the Orioles get the lead. Here's Vladimir. And the fastball's there for a strike. Vladimir, 12 home runs, 54 RBIs. Markakis at second in scoring position with only 1 out. And a ground ball towards the hole. Diving stop by Longoria. He looks Markakis back and gets Guerrero. He just saved the run, and 2 men are out.
Wow, pretty good play by Longoria at third base to keep another run from scoring. Guerrero gets a hold of this ball. He tops it a little bit. But Longoria, who's about 8 feet tall, I think, with Gumby arms, picks that ball pretty good. Just holds the runner at second and throws to first base.
So 2 down. David Price is an out away from getting out of it with only the 1 run. And here is Matt Wieters, who has just torn it up against left-handed pitchers on the year. And the breaking ball misses 1-0. Matt Wieters, that power stroke has been coming back. 4 home runs in the last 11 games. He now has 18 on the year.
You know, what you're going to see out right-handed out of Matt Wieters is a much shorter and a much quicker and more aggressive swing. Look at that right there. He missed the ball, I know, but he was on it for most of the way to home plate. It got by him. You give the pitcher a little credit. This guy's a strikeout guy. But so much better this year than it was last year for Matt Wieters.
Markakis at second with 2 down. The Orioles have an unearned run in. Unearned for the moment. And it's low. Buck Showalter said before the game that the Orioles went into spring training looking to work with Matt Wieters to improve batting from the right side. And every time they would face a left-handed pitcher in spring training, they tried to make sure Wieters was in that game so he would see one lefty after another after another. And he rips it down the line. That is a foul ball. And you look at the numbers of Matt Wieters on the year, and certainly the experiment has worked out because he's batting .342 against lefties to .233 righties. On-base percentage is better. The slugging percentage is better. And the at-bats per home run is a lot better. 14 at-bats per home run averaging off against left-handed pitching. And that .342 average is the 6th best in the American League against lefties.
Well, I don't know if I'd want him to stop hitting from the left side of the plate because, you know, after the league saw how powerful he was and what a good hitter he was left-handed the last couple of years that he's in the big leagues, they've made adjustments again in and given him pitches in certain counts that he can drive. But it doesn't mean that it isn't going to swing back again once Matt Wieters starts making the adjustments from the left-hand side of the plate also.
Markakis at second, 2 men down. Well, Wieters already has more home runs and more RBIs than last year. And he fouls it off to stay alive. Middle game of 3. The Rays are now within 3 games of Boston for the wild card. The Red Sox are at home tonight, scoreless in the bottom of the first. Joe Maddon will take his team to Boston after the series here in Baltimore. Another 2-2 pitch to Wieters. And it's inside, ball 3. Tim Wakefield is making that start for the Red Sox tonight. And for Wakefield, it is his 9th attempt at his 200th victory. So 3-2 on Wieters, a real good at-bat. And the payoff pitch is fouled off. So the wild card as play begins tonight. The Red Sox by 3 over Tampa Bay, 5.5 over the Angels. Toronto is technically still in it, 11.5 out. Toronto's in Boston tonight. And the White Sox and Indians mathematically alive, but certainly not in the race with any realistic chance of getting back in
Jimmy. Why waste a lot of verbiage on that? They're done.
And that pitch is inside, ball 4. So Wieters with a real patient at-bat works the walk. And the Orioles have 2 on with 2 out. And that'll get Mark Reynolds up. Reynolds is 32 home runs, 4th in the league. And he is due. He is 0 for 12 as he stands in. Batting average at .219. Markakis and Wieters on with 2 men out.
Well, that is certainly the statistic that sticks out about Mark Reynolds is the home runs and the RBIs. You just have to be really careful that you don't find that groove where he's swinging because he is an all-or-nothing guy so far this second half of this season. If he makes contact, you don't even bother to watch because it's just going to land somewhere between the bullpen and the second deck because he has got tremendous power.
And he misses inside, 1-1 the count. This has been a strange season for David Price against the Orioles because in his career he has really dominated the Orioles, 4-2 at an ERA of 3.10. But this year he has struggled at least in the 1-loss column against the Orioles as Reynolds swings through it. And Price on the season, you see 2009 against the Orioles 2-0, last year 2-0, but this year he's 0-2. And look at that ERA, 4.95 against the Orioles in his 3 starts.
It's amazing what happens, Jim, you know, when you're struggling to get runs and you have to try to get through some innings against any ball club. When you don't have that support or you're down 1 run, you make more mistakes.
Tapper back to Price. He turns and fires, and he gets Mark Reynolds to get out of it. So the Orioles get an unearned run in strand 2. We'll head to the second. 1-0 O's. Get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Doubles leaders in the American League. Ben Zobrist tied with Alex Gordon of the Royals with 45. Jeff Francoeur of Kansas City has 44. Then Adrian Gonzalez and Robinson Cano. Vladimir Guerrero with 27 doubles has the most doubles on the Orioles. So you can see it's been an off year with the doubles for the Birds.
Well, usually it was Brian Roberts and Nick Markakis who were really pushing everybody in the league to see how many doubles can be had in the course of the season. There was quite a race between those two guys who were up there right at 50 every year.
Johnny Damon takes a strike. He is the designated hitter. Joyce and Kochman will follow against Simone. And two tied inside, 1-1. Simone coming off a no decision last Thursday. He pitched the makeup game here at Camden Yards against the Yankees and lasted only 4 innings. And this is outside. He allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, and he also walked 6 batters. He has now gone 3 consecutive starts without a win. That ball slapped foul out of play, and it's 2-2. Simone, since winning in Minnesota on August the 23rd, has pitched to an ERA of 7.31. 0-2 with a no decision in those 3 starts.
Well, it really has everything to do with fastball command. He has not been able to keep his fastball down the strike zone.
Markakis thought about it, but instead plays it on the hop, and Johnny Damon has a leadoff single in the Tampa Bay second. The Orioles and the Rays will wrap up this 3-game series tomorrow. 7:05 game here at Camden Yards, so don't miss one of your final chances to make some Orioles magic at Camden Yards. Gather up your family and friends and come on out and join us. For your tickets, 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com. So a leadoff single gets the tying run on. Here's Matt Joyce. And there's a strike. Joyce did not start last night with Zach Britton on the mound, but he's back in there tonight. It's had a breakout year for Joe Madden and the Rays. Made the All-Star team. Breaking ball misses down and in, 1-1.
Kind of surprises you a lot with his power. He just kind of sneaks up on you. 18 home runs on the season. You've got to be real careful trying to pitch him in with that fastball in the strike zone.
Simone checking on Damon, and it's outside. Johnny Damon is sitting a steal away from history. He's got 399 stolen bases in his career. Ooh, good off-speed pitch. Might have been the splitter. It's 2-2.
He's got 14 out of 18 steal attempts so far this season, so you got to keep an eye on him. Watch the split right here. It just drops from the top of the strike zone to the bottom of the strike zone, and this is, you know, that's the pitch that I really like to see him in a position to throw more often. The only way he can get there is by throwing his fastball over.
There goes Damon. Pitch taken low. Throw to second is not in time, and there is career stolen base number 400 and Major League history tying for Johnny Damon. The 9th player in history with 400 steals and 200 home runs. And he tips his hat to his teammates who are applauding on the bench.
Let's look at it again. A pretty good jump. He looks back. No contact. The throw to second base. Way up short. You can see one thing with Simone. He will not give you a chance to throw the runner out at second base unless you make a special effort to make him get you the ball a little bit quicker. He's a 1.3, 1.4 guy in his delivery, and that's not enough time for Matt Wieters or anybody to throw out a Johnny Damon.
And the 3-2 pitch is outside to Matt Joyce. So Simone, after his team got him a 1-run lead, has put the first 2 on here in the second. Damon and Joyce second and first with none down.
Tempo of the game is so important. It's a slow demeanor that he has on the mound, Simone, and he walks around and he gives the batters time to get comfortable in the batter's box. When you're up against a team that a real good hitting team with power, you've got to force the issue a little bit, especially when you haven't beaten a team in your own division. It's been a long time since he's even played a game against Tampa Bay. His first game, 7 2/3, he got a no decision, and threw a pretty good ball game. But since then, it's been a struggle for him.
He gets ahead of Casey Kochman 0-1. And there's a base hit, center field. Damon went back, thinking Adams might have a play. He'll get to third and be held there by his coach, Tom Foley. Ball got away from Hardy, but backing up was Andino. So a single, a walk, and now a single. Tampa Bay with the bases loaded and nobody down.
Fastball outside, moving away, but look at it. It's up in the strike zone, giving Kochman a chance to get the good part of the wood on it. He does that. He pulls it a little bit, but too close to second base. Johnny Damon can't get a big jump on this ball for fear that it works into a double play. But a pretty good job on the part of the center fielder to keep that run from scoring by hustling it back in.
Our Jeep Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. So John Jaso comes up in a big spot. Orioles will gladly give up the run if they can get a double play. And there's a strike, and this is the part of the lineup. Zobrist ended the first inning, a switch hitter batting left, but Joe Madden has all the left-handed hitters stacked consecutively, 5 in a row beginning with Zobrist, and here's Jaso, the 5th. And a pop foul back this way, and it's 0-2.
Well, we've seen it too many times out of Alfredo. A big guy that can throw hard, 94, 95, a real good split-finger fastball. Struggle through innings like this, and that big green spot in the middle of my chart right here, which means walk, is the key. You cannot walk hitters in a lineup like this because nothing good happens after walk. And there was Kochman right there with the base hit afterwards.
Jaso checks a swing high, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And it's about the mindset of all the pitchers and what they tend to do after they walk a batter. And I've seen it so many times before, is that fastball isn't quite as sharp on the corners. You're trying to pick up too much of the plate, and you end up throwing the ball close to the middle, and it gets hit hard.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the 1-2, and he got him. Looked like the splitter, and Jaso swung through it. Huge out for Simone, 1 away.
You get yourself into a count where you can throw this split finger fastball. That's what the effectiveness of it will be. Ahead in the count, you can throw anything you want. You can stay away from the hitter's power. He throws him the split finger and he swings right through it.
So Sean Rodriguez now, the number 9 batter. And a ground ball toward short. Can they turn 2? Hardy, second one. Adams back to first. There's a double play. And Simone gets out of it. Bases loaded and nobody down, and Tampa Bay does not score. The Maryland Lottery's double play contestant of the game, George Blackburn of Northeast. For every double play the Orioles turn during the game, George wins $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. Now you can enter 2 great scratch-offs for a chance to win. Southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. A loan from Navy Federal Credit Union makes car buying easy. Visit NavyFederal.org to calculate your payment. Beautiful night at Camden Yards, and a double play ball, a beautiful thing for a pitcher who's in a jam.
Oh, it was a great pitch. It really was, and that's how fast you can get back on track when you stay ahead in the count. He threw the split finger, got the strikeout. Then he had a good sinker fastball down in the zone and got Rodriguez to hit the ground ball that he needed for the double play.
Reimold will lead off, then Adams and Hudson against David Price. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Price allowed an unearned run in the first, and the off-speed pitch is high, 1-1 the count. Boston got 2 in the bottom of the first, but the Jays have grabbed the lead 3-2 in the second.
You know, here's a guy, Nolan Reimold, that could be a big puzzle piece in putting this whole picture together for the Orioles next season. If he can show some consistency with the power, he'll get a shot at that left field job next year.
Swings and misses, 2-2 the count. Reimold batting at a .417 clip over his last 4 games. Facing one of the toughest pitchers in the league. 2-2 is a called strike 3. And yep, Tom Hallion, he'll let you know. First strikeout for Price and 1 away.
Not really much trickiness to it at all. He goes right after him with a fastball on the inside corner. One of that old saying that we learned when we were back in Little League. Anything close with 2 strikes, Jimmy? You got to swing the bat.
Foul it off.
You know he isn't going to walk too many people. He struck out 14 the last time he faced the Orioles, so you got to be swinging at anything close and be a little more aggressive with him.
Here's Ryan Adams playing at second base tonight. And there's a strike in the outside corner. Since Chris Davis has come off the DL, Ryan's consistent starts have gone down a bit because when Davis plays at third, Andino moves to second. And it's high, I guess. Went right down the middle.
I know while talking with Buck Showalter about the lineups that you're going to see facing Tampa Bay and Boston and the teams that we have to finish the season up with, he wants to try to keep as many quality major league players in the lineup as possible, so the young guys that are coming up that have been there sitting on the bench waiting for an opportunity, maybe not quite so much opportunity in these big series. See him swing right through this bat. Not enough pine tar on the handle of that bat. He's got some tape on it.
Joe Madden tried to catch it.
It bounces right in the door.
Ball and 2 strikes on Ryan. Ryan is batting .417 against lefties, so he's done a good job. Fouls it back.
Well, he showed very well so far. You know, he's pretty quick in the infield, and he's got pretty good hands. You go back to spring training, too, when he led the club in hitting, and he showed everybody that he was a good contact hitter and a guy that you could rely on probably if he gets called up to the big leagues when somebody gets hurt.
There are the splits. He has really swung well against lefties. He swings through that one, and he's down on strikes, 2 away.
Another fastball, just puts that little velocity on it right there, 96 miles an hour, and gets it right by him.
So Price back-to-back Ks here in the second. And here's Kyle Hudson.
You know, all we've seen so far, Jim, is strike 1. And when you do that, it's very, very tough to try to guess with the pitcher.
Tapper back towards the mound. Price has it. And he gets it to first to get Hudson in a 3-up, 3-down inning. So David Price settles down. We played 2 at Oriole Park. Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
swinger. Jaso goes down. Right after that, the sinker. Ground ball shortstop. Hardy to second, back to first in time. 3 outs and 2 pitches. That's how easy it can be. And look at Alfredo Simon on Tuesdays, 2-0 record. All the other times he's 1-7, but the earned run average on Tuesdays is 1.2. I said in the pregame too, I mean, what about those other 6 days if he starts on it?
What would you call that? A statistical quirk? As Desmond Jennings takes a strike, 1-1.
Well, I only hit on Mondays, and that
really?
was, oh yeah, that was, you know,
if
it wasn't a tough day on a Saturday afternoon game, I was real good on Mondays.
Wrecking ball bends in there for a strike.
They were off days too a lot of times, and
Mondays?
I didn't make any outs on those days.
You maintained your average.
Yes, I did.
Days. Jennings flied out to Markakis' first at bat, and he swings through that, and Simone is a strikeout. That's his third. Well, don't miss the final 21-10 Utah Street presented by Southwest Airlines. Comes your way Saturday against the Angels at 7:05. For one price, you receive the reserved Utah Street bleacher seat and the exclusive 21-10 Utah Street t-shirt. Space is limited, so call 888-848-BIRD or get online Orioles.com. There's 10. Still sitting out with the sore thumb. He is day-to-day. Field, he can throw, but his thumb hurts when he swings the bat. There's Upton, a big, healthy cut, swing and a miss.
Well, you can hit with a sore shoulder, you can hit with a sore elbow, but you cannot hit with a sore thumb because you can't hold the bat.
0-2 on Upton. And inside. Alfredo now has 3 strikeouts. He's walked 1, and he's allowed 2 singles and a double. So 3 hits, 1 walk, 4 base runs. Upton timed that and fouled it off. You have an interesting contrast in these 2 starters tonight. Here you have David Price, who was the #1 overall pick in the 2007 draft. He pitched a total of 19 games over basically a season and a month, and really it was only half a season. 19 games total in the minor leagues. Facing Alfredo Simon as Upton goes down on strikes and 2 away, and Simon 10 seasons in the minor leagues.
Well, you know, he's starting to put it together in this game. No matter how many seasons he's pitched in the minor leagues, pretty good sinking fastball off a hitter, one of the hottest guys on their ball club right now. And he's starting to get a little confidence out there. But again, the confidence has come after he's ahead in the count, and he can go to those other secondary pitches.
There's Longoria, takes low. So you have Alfredo Simon, who pitched 184 minor league games over 10 different seasons in different organizations, including the Mexican League. And then you have David Price, a bonus pick, #1 overall, who raced through the Rays system to the big leagues. And as Rick points out, and it's a real good point, it doesn't matter because they're facing off in a big league game tonight.
Definitely.
1-1 to Longoria. It's slowly towards short. Hardy charges. And he gets it to first, and Simone has his first 3-up, 3-down inning as the Rays go in order. Mid-third at Camden Yards, 1-0 O's. stocked with more O's merchandise than ever before. Be sure to stop by for officially licensed team gear, including hats, t-shirts, jerseys, memorabilia, and more. It's open during every Orioles home game and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on non-game days. Whether it's official on-field apparel or fun retro designs, the Orioles team store is the place for O's fans. And there's the O's hat that they wear with their alternate black jerseys. Get the t-shirts. You get all kinds of things at the store. David Price, 8 out of 9 one time through the line of first pitch strikes. Simone, pretty good, 9 out of 12.
That's not bad. He's really come on well since that bases were loaded and nobody was out.
On the top of the lineup against Price. Second time through now. Here's Andino. He fell behind 0-2, worked it full, and then lined out to center field. And Price gets ahead 0-1. Robert looking to extend his career-high hitting streak to 10 straight games. And a topper foul.
I would really like to see some of our players, and Dino being one of them, really utilize their speed a little bit more early in counts against a pitcher that is such a good strikeout guy, and you know he's going to throw you away on the first pitch. Just try to bunt. Try to draw that infield in. You could see Casey Kochman back at third base. He is playing fairly deep now that there's 2 strikes on him, but before that he was playing that same depth. And to try to bunt down the third base line is always a great weapon. You've got to keep the infielders in close on you.
Well, on this team, the bunt really is not a big part of their offense. I mean, it's incredible, and I agree with you. There are certain guys in this lineup that have the speed that even if they don't bunt as often as you might think, if it puts the thought in the defense, it's already been a success.
Well, I agree with you there too, because Brian Roberts was one. As we see that base hit by Andino up the middle, and he now has that 10-game hitting streak. Really good job. But it should always be part of your repertoire when you're a guy who doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Being able to use his speed the way he is. And he's a good thinker. He's a guy, in-game good thinker out there, especially offensively. Being able to push the ball right side, bunt the ball down the left side, it's always going to be a big problem for the pitcher and third base.
First time tonight, the Orioles get their leadoff man honors, J.J. Hardy, who doubled and scored in the first. He went with the pitch and hit it off the scoreboard in right field. Fastball's there for a strike. J.J. tied for 9th in the American League in home runs. He's got 26, but he's got 53 at-bats now in a row without a home run. Lifts it to left field, chasing Jennings back, but he has a play, and just in front of the warning track has it for the out.
But you almost put the right jinx on him at the right time, Jim. No home run, and bang, there it goes. If he'd have got underneath that ball just a little bit more, I think we'd have been looking at that next home run.
The one down, here's Nick Markakis, and one thing about Nick, he has been very, very consistent on the year. 20 hits in April, but look at May, 33, 39 in June, 31 in July, 31 in August, and 12 hits so far in the month of September, as he leads the Orioles with 166 base hits. And he takes a strike. So one thing about Nick, ever since he became a regular, is once he found his groove, he became a very, very consistent hitter. He was tied for 10th in the league in hits with those 166. And Price gets ahead of him, 0-2.
Well, if we're ever going to make a move in this division as quick as we'd really like to, we're going to have to take at bats like J.J. Hardy just gave you, Jim. And if you know that pitcher is going to pitch you away, you've got to hit the ball to the opposite field to give guys like Markakis a chance at driving in easy runs.
Close pitch, Markakis takes it, 1-2. David Price looking for his 13th win on the year. And a tapper towards the hole. Backhanded by Rodriguez. Goes to second for the out. What a play by Sean Rodriguez as he forces Robert Andino.
Boy, a real good play. Tough short hop. He backhands it well. Nick Markakis gets on top of this ball. Pretty high chopper. But watch. Really quick hands Rodriguez right over the top. Look at that short hop. You know, that's an all or nothing play right there. You just have to have good instincts and really good hands. And Sean Rodriguez showed both of them on that play.
So Markakis on at first with 2 down. And here's Vladimir. Vladimir grounded out his first at bat. Well, Guerrero in his career, whichever division he was in, NL East early in his career, AL West, now AL East, .325 batting average against division opponents. So you can count on him against those rivals to get some big hits. And he hits it to right field off the end of the bat, but right at Matt Joyce, who has it for the out in the inning end. So a leadoff hit, and 1 left. We play 3 at Camden Yards. The bobbleheads are out. 1-0 O's. It is 500th career home run, and Boog Powell was there.
Hey, Frank, congratulations on your 500th home run. Now, I know I was on deck, but I don't know where we were, and I remember you doing it, and I remember shaking your hand. But anyway, congratulations. That was quite a milestone.
And it happened on this date in baseball history, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Switch to Fios and network ahead to learn more. Visit Verizon.com/get Fios. And there it was. Number 500 for Frank. And there's a bouncer foul as Ben Zobrist swings at the first pitch, 0-1. Retired number 20. That worked out to be a pretty good trade.
Wasn't it?
He was supposed to be done. He came to the Orioles, won the MVP, won the Triple Crown, and they won the World Series.
Was he the only MVP in both leagues?
I have to think about
I
that.
got you now. Oh, I finally got you, Hunter.
Well,
oh, my God.
Are you asking me or you know?
No, I guess I'm asking you because I don't know.
You can only get me if you know the answer. Even if it is your birthday, you got to have the facts.
This is true.
1-2 on Zobrist. Damon and Joyce will follow. Simone has retired 5 in a row since he loaded the bases with nobody out in the second. He got a strikeout, then a double play ball, and 3 up, 3 down in the third. There's the 1-2, and it's inside. Boston has the lead back on Toronto at Fenway Park, 4-3, and the scoreboard the out-of-town scoreboard, of course, is in right field, and the Rays dugout faces that scoreboard. So they have minute-to-minute updates that they're looking at as that game has gone back and forth twice already. And in the dirt, 3-2. David Ortiz was in the starting lineup, as he usually is for Boston, and in the bottom of the first, he was pulled for a pinch hitter because he had developed back spasms and he couldn't play. So he's not in there tonight, but the Sox have the lead back at 4-3. Zobrist fouls it off.
Pretty lucky for Tampa Bay.
JP Arancibia has a 3-run home run as Joe Madden is trying to keep his team playing well. And oh, have they played well. They've won 8 out of 9, and they've gained 5 games in the wild card in the last 6 days. The center field, in on it is Hudson, and he's got it for the out. And one down here in the 4th inning. Tonight's Unilever game flow is all about the 2nd inning for Alfredo Simon. He loaded the bases with nobody out on a single, a walk, and a single. Then got a strikeout of Jaso and a double play off the bat of Sean Rodriguez. That kept Tampa Bay off the board. And David Price and the Rays are trailing 1-0 on an unearned run in the first. Johnny Damon takes high.
Well, you see pretty much the same numbers for David Price from last year to this year when you look at the amount of hits that he's given up, innings pitched, and the amount of strikeouts. Maybe a little bit more this year, but the run support has definitely been the difference in his record. 19 wins last season and only 12 so far this season, but pitching fairly much the same.
3-0 on Damon. Simone will take a breath. There's a strike. Damon singled and stole a base his first at bat to become the 9th player in history with 200 home runs and 400 stolen bases. And a bouncer at first, sharply hit, but right to Reynolds. He'll go to the bag unassisted, and 2 down. Tonight's minor league report is brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. How about Jacob Pettit, who last night won the decisive Game 5 in the Carolina League Playoff Series, 7-0 at Frederick on the year, 1.62 ERA. He won 2 games in that 5-game series against Potomac. And the keys tonight are beginning the Carolina League Championship Series. And Kinston has a 1-0 lead there in the 3rd inning. There's a bouncer towards second. Adams backs up to play the hop. And he gets it to first. Matt Joyce is out. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Alfredo Simon. Frank Robinson, he can hit him a long way. 500 home runs. Bad Network, and by Blimpie, America Sub Shop. Tuesday night at Camden Yards. Always good to be out with the family. And the Orioles and Paw Paw are #1. We love you. So Pawpaw, I guess, is at home, and the grandson saying hi to his grandfather. I like that.
Yes.
He's having a good time, waving at the cameras.
There's only a few of us grandfathers who can appreciate that around here.
Well, you know,
you will be soon, though.
You're the old guy in the booth. You got another birthday to prove it. Here's Matt Wieters leading off. Reynolds and Reimold will follow. And there's a strike. Matt walked his first at bat, and a real good at bat. And a swing and a foul straight down at the plate. 0-2. When David Price was drafted in 07, he signed at the deadline on August the 15th of 2007, as most of the top first-round picks do now, just as Dylan Bundy did this year with the Orioles. And the 0-2 is fouled off, and he began his career the following year in 2008, those 19 starts we talked about, and he went 12-1. But the next year, he was not in the big leagues to begin the season. And maybe that's, you know, the arbitration clock starting or not. Well, he made 8 more starts in the minors. So 27, that was it. And then when he got called up on May the 25th in 2009, he was there for good. But how about that for I realize he was a college pitcher, but 12-1 in that first year in the minor leagues. Just outside, good eye, 1-2.
And the amazing thing was the control he had at 100 miles an hour. I remember when he first came in and pitched out of the bullpen for the Rays, and he registered 101 miles an hour was the best fastball that he threw.
He has pitched 7 innings or more in 17 of his 30 starts, and 6 innings or more in 25 of the 30. And he gets Wieters on a pitch down and in for a strikeout. One away in the Oriole fourth.
Pretty good fastball down in the zone right here. A little bit of a cut to it underneath the bat of Matt Wieters. He gets another strikeout.
That out-of-town scoreboard has to be driving Joe Madden crazy, because every time I look up, somebody else has the lead. Now the Blue Jays have the lead back on the Red Sox 5-4 in the third. It was 2-0 Toronto, then 3-2 Boston. Then the Jays went back on top, and the Red Sox went back on top. Now it's 5-4 Toronto. As Reynolds swings through it, and it's 0-2. And of course, the Orioles, what they're trying to do is give Tampa Bay a little misery. The Orioles playing contending teams the rest of the way, and they want to win.
Well, it's never fun to be in the position to do this every single year. You want to sooner or later be that team that people are trying to knock off at the end and play spoiler to. It was always so much fun for the old Orioles, because every season, well, we would come in and do that, but Mark Reynolds misses that opportunity on a fastball up and away in the strike zone, and David Price registers his 4th strikeout of the game.
3-2 in his last 6 starts, despite a 1.64 ERA. And his strikeouts per 9 innings, 9.4. Well, here is Reimold, who struck out his first at-bat, and a curveball misses inside. Nolan back in there tonight with a left-hander on the mound. And he takes a strike, 1-1. Reimold has 5 hits in his last 4 games. He was called down on strikes his first at bat. One of the 4 strikeouts for David Price. And that one breaks on the inside corner, 1-2. Jim Presley had his work cut out for him before the game today, working with the hitters in the cage and then on the field to face David Price. Strike 3 called, and Tom Hallion told you about it. And David Price strikes out the side. We're through 4 at Camden Yards. The Orioles holding on to a 1-0 lead. Brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, souvenirs and Utah Street. And some fans enjoying Tuesday night baseball on a beautiful night. Casey Kochman, first ball swinging, bouncer to second. Adams to his left will get it to Reynolds, and on one pitch, one down in the Tampa Bay fifth. Simone has really settled down. He's retired 9 in a row.
He has. He's kind of shortened up his stride a little bit, and he doesn't seem to be overthrowing like he was that first inning of the ball game. Really translated into the second inning also, but he has really tightened up his strike zone a lot.
And he gets ahead of John Jaso, the catcher, 0-1. Jaso struck out his first at bat, one of the 4 strikeouts for Simone. Breaking ball for a strike. Good pitch. And he seems to have improved his tempo that you were talking about early on.
You get ahead in the count, there's no thinking that goes on. Just get back on the mound and throw. Look what the catcher has to throw.
Markakis in on it and makes the shoestring catch. That ball was sinking fast, but Nick able to get there and grab it for the out.
Pretty good line drive here. 2 strikes and no balls. I'm sure he didn't mean to make it there, but an easy catch for Nick Markakis in right field.
So 2 down. And here is Sean Rodriguez, the number 9 batter, who hit into that huge double play to end the second. And strike 1. Bouncer foul. And Rodriguez is down in the count 0-2. Joe Madden's club 82-64. They have won 5 in a row for a 5th time this season. They have not yet won 6 in a row all year. Simone is looking for his 5th win. But Showalter's club is trying to finish as strongly as it can. 1-2, he got him, blew a fastball by him. Rodriguez down on strikes, and Simone has retired 11 consecutive batters. Mid-5th at Camden Yards, the Orioles with a 1-0 lead. Welcome back to the booth. Jim Hunter with the birthday boy Rick Dempsey, who is 39 years old again.
Very good.
Absolutely, 39 years old, and you really got to give it to Alfredo Simon. Here he's matched against one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's one-upping him.
He really is. I mean, ever since bases loaded and nobody out, he's got 12 consecutive outs, and he's done it all by keeping a first pitch strike and then going to his secondary pitches. But both pitchers in themselves, 9 strikeouts between both of them. They're really starting to put a lot of whiffs up there right now.
When you get out of a jam, as he did in that second inning, bases loaded, nobody out, not allowing a run, do you feel like you've been given an additional life?
You do. It puts a little extra zip in that step going back into the dugout. And now he feels very comfortable out there in the mound, and you can tell he stopped overthrowing. He's got everything in the strike zone, and he got it down. Starting to look like he did 3 starts ago. He went 8 innings of pretty impressive baseball.
Yeah, it's amazing how a little confidence can help you. And Alfredo Simon with the confidence now as he's got a 1-0 lead, and the Orioles coming up in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Ryan Adams leading off for the Birds. David Price on the night. He has allowed the unearned run in the first inning, and that's the difference in the game. Ryan Adams, one of the 5 strikeouts of David Price. The Orioles have had only 1 hit over the last 3 innings. That was Andino's single to lead off the 3rd. And Adams takes ball 1. Adams, then Hudson and Andino. And then a strike on the inside corner.
Well, you can see that David Price is really starting to get locked in again, too. And like you said, since the 2nd out of the 1st inning, the Orioles have only had 1 hit. And Dino picked that up on a line drive to center field. But outside of that, David Price looks like he's continuing to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Pitch a little bit inside for Price, so it's 2-1 on Adams. And the foul out of play, 2-2. Price just 26 years old. He's one of 5 pitchers on the Rays team with 10 or more wins. There are only 2 other teams in the major leagues that can equal that: Milwaukee and Texas. Ground ball toward shortstop. Rodriguez is there. And Ryan Adams is out and one away here in the Oriole 5th. Masson would like to thank its fans who have followed along all season on Facebook, Twitter, and via mobile alerts. And on September 16th, 17th, and 18th, fans here at Camden Yards will receive opportunities to win exclusive Oriole prizes and experiences all weekend long. So make sure you're following us at Facebook.com/MassonOrioles, Twitter.com/MassonOrioles, or text OSocial to 29292 for all the details. There's Kyle Hudson, shows bunt, and he takes a strike.
You see Longoria kind of baited him up a little bit before this. The pitcher went into his windup. He played way back behind third base, and just as he went into his windup, he started to run in on the grass because he kind of anticipated that bunt in that situation.
Hudson, one of only 2 left-handed batters in the lineup tonight against Price. But Showalter looks at the splits and he sees lefties hit 174 off Price. You want to try to get as many right-handers in there as you can, but here's Markakis, he's the other. But with Adam Jones unable to play, Hudson gets the call. There's a number towards third. Longoria was in tight, throws on the run, and he got him. Nicely done. And 2 down here in the Orioles 5th inning. Orioles Reach and the Orioles Advocates will hold their annual cardboard to leather collection Saturday at Camden Yards. It'll be before the game against the Angels. Volunteers will be at each gate accepting donations of new and gently used baseball and softball equipment and monetary donations. Now, silent auction will also be held. That'll be inside Gate E when the gates open and ending at 8:30. It'll feature memorabilia from current Orioles. So for all the details, just get online OriolesReach.com. Youngster with his glove at the game, hoping for a foul ball. And here's Robert Andino. Slow roller, and it stays foul. When you're a kid and you go to a game, there is no bigger thrill than getting a foul ball.
I agree with you.
I got one, I think I was about 6. And Walt No-Neck Williams of the White Sox hit the ball foul, and I grabbed it. And you feel like you accomplished something when you catch the foul ball. And you see all the fans, the youngsters especially, they just can't wait for a ball. There's a little guy with his glove. Please hit it to me, hit it to me.
Well, we try to make it as great of an experience as you possibly can. And one of the things when I was coaching first base for the Orioles, is I used to love to bring the bubble gum out of my back pockets, and the kids would be waiting after a while because they got used to getting it, and I would walk up to the rail and put bubble gum all along the rail. And then I would tell them, don't come out of their seats, and they'd freeze. It'd be so neat that all of a sudden I'd say, okay, go get it. And there'd be a mad rush down there. It wasn't quite like the foul ball that you said, but they loved getting that bubble gum.
I wonder if that kid,
what a treat that was.
If that kid will share his French fries with us. 0-2 on Andino.
You're not still eating French fries, are you?
Nope.
It's not on your diet.
Only when Palmer's around.
I miss James. I want to come back soon.
He didn't call you for your birthday?
Not yet.
Outside, 2-2.
There's still time left.
Yep, you got 3 hours and 40 minutes. Well, he's in California, so he's probably just, coming off the beach or riding his bike.
Hey, in California, he's got 6 more hours left.
There you go. 2-2 on Andino. And it's slice foul. Heading to the club level, and ricochets down below. Andino singled in the third, extending his hitting streak to 10 straight. He's having a real good year for the Orioles. Andino, a pattern developing here tonight. He was 0-2 in the count in all 3 of his at-bats, and has battled back to 2-2 in all 3, and now it's a full count. So the ability to foul off pitches, take close pitches, as David Price having trouble putting him away. Joe Madden, the Rays skipper. 3-2 with 2 men down. Andino deep left field, chasing Jennings back. Back he goes, and he reaches up, and he made the catch. Oh, what a play by Jennings. Takes an extra base hit at a minimum away from Robert Andino. And that'll end the 5th inning. What a play by the rookie. All the way back to the wall, had it in his sights, and reaches up, took a home run away from Robert Andino. We're through 5, 1-0 O's. Wireless, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on Massa. And here is Desmond Jennings leading it off. He robs Andino and then leads off the next inning. He was 0 for 2 on the night. Simone has retired 11 in a row. Breaking ball misses. Here's the play by Jennings. Goes back on it, up against the wall, and an imprint on the wall with his cleats. Now, can Nicole Sherry send him a bill to fix that? Look at what she did. He did to her wall out there.
I think they'll just put like a bicycle patch on it and go ahead and finish the season up.
1-1 is fouled off on a check swing. That was some play by Jennings.
I think that ball would have been a home run,
Yeah,
Jim.
I think you're right.
I think it would have made it.
Jennings has struck out and flied out to right field. We're in the sixth, 1-0 O's. And he got him. So Simone gets another strikeout, number 6, as Jennings goes down and 1 away.
Well, you're really starting to see a lot of good quality pitches. Right here, the fastball sinker goes right after him, right on the inside corner, moving down in the strike zone. It just doesn't get any better than that pitch right there with 2 strikes.
12 in a row retired by Alfredo. Here's B.J. Upton. And down and in, 1-0. Of course, in a one-run game, every at-bat is critical. Upton has 20 home runs on the year. Got a 5-game hitting streak going. Inside, just missed 2-0. And he's got 10 RBIs in his last 8 games. So Simone navigating once again through the dangerous part of the Tampa Bay lineup. This is the 3rd time through for the Rays. Tap foul.
Got that really funny, aggressive lift with his front foot where he just kind of flips it back at the pitcher. But he's been staying back so well. That's really what gives him the balance to get through a good swing, and probably why he's moved up in the batting order now, because he's really showing a lot of balance up there.
Ball 3. As Upton got the call. He's got that guard on his left leg.
Now watch how he lifts that front foot and just kind of flips it at the pitcher real quick.
And that time Simone got the call.
Starts from that open batting stance and then closes real quick on him. But a lot of power. You saw him the last time he faced Simone. He left a fastball up in the strike zone and he smoked it.
Time requested at the plate, and now Wieters is going to go out and talk to Simone, who appeared to be bothered that Upton stuck his hand up and Tom Hallion granted him time. Simone was just about to go into his windup, so that's a real good move by Wieters to get out there and just calm him down. All right, no big deal. Just get back on the rubber and let's go.
Well, we talk about the tempo and a fast tempo, and this is really what disrupts that tempo. You don't like that being done.
Check swing and he fouled it off.
In the old days, if you stepped out on the pitcher, and I'm referring to a guy like Fergie Jenkins, who was an older pitcher when I was just coming in, and they would knock you down if you disrupted their tempo at all. So it is an important part of the game for every pitcher.
3-2 is just inside. So ball 4 and a 1-out base runner. Simone on a real close pitch didn't get the call. We hope you can tune into the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow, 5:30 on MASN. Amber Theo Harris, Phil Wood, Mel Antonin, and the Baltimore Sun's Peter Schmuck will discuss hot topics from around the world of baseball, live look-ins at the ballpark, interviews, and much more. That's the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow, 5:30 on MASN. And our moon is still overhead. The full moon from last night. And here's Longoria. So that snaps the streak of 12 in a row retired by Simone. And now the potential go-ahead run is at the plate. Longoria has doubled and he is grounded out. Simone paying close attention to Upton, who is a stolen base threat. He's 8th in the league with 27 steals. Tampa Bay is a very aggressive base running team. 130 steals, and they've been caught 56 times. That's more than any other team has been caught trying to steal. And they just keep on going.
Well, this philosophy I think they get from Joe Madden, who loves to be aggressive on the bases, and even as a coach for the Angels with Mike Scioscia, I think this is where he picked it up, because it's exactly the way Mike Scioscia orchestrates his game. Anytime you get a chance to steal, he's going to take that opportunity.
Longoria sharply hits it foul. Evan Longoria, 25 years old, now in his 4th season. Leaders checking the bench to see if a play might be on here.
Well, he's just looking in it to find out if he wants him to pitch out.
Runner goes, pitch is taken, throw to second by Wieters, hits the runner. And that saved Matt Wieters a throwing error as the ball hit B.J. Upton. It sailed on Adams. He couldn't get his glove on it. Upton appears to be okay.
Gets a good jump on a breaking ball away in the dirt. Wieters can't quite get a good grip on the ball, and he drills him right in the back. Puts it right on his scapula, and that can hurt. That's going to make a mark. See right there,
right on the U of his name.
Upton, yes.
Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram. BJ is okay and trying to work out the kink. There you go. So the tying run in scoring position. Upton got a big jump on Simone. Second stolen base of the night for Tampa Bay. Here's the 1-1 high fly ball, deep left field, down the line it goes, and Tampa Bay has a 2-1 lead. A 2-run home run for Longoria, his 26th on the year. So the walk on the 3-2 pitch got the Rays a base runner, and Longoria takes care of business.
Gets a curveball, and you see Simone just kind of pulls off it a little bit, and it hangs middle in, and that's all that Longoria needs to get the good wood on the ball, hit it up into the seats for a 2 RBI home run.
10th home run allowed by Simone, and that's a big one because it gives Tampa Bay the lead. And here's Ben Zobrist. Ball 1 outside.
Well, it still remains the most dominant statistic on my chart is that nothing good happens after a walk. His last 2 hits that Simone has given up have both come right after he walked the batter.
Slow tapper, Simone over. He'll run and tag out Zobrist. So 2 down here in the 6th inning. Well, your favorite birds are back with their favorite dogs and cats. It's the 2012 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Southwest Airlines. Pick up your 15-month calendar. It features your favorite O's. Adam Jones is in there, J.J. Hardy, Zach Britton, and more. And all the proceeds benefit Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. To get your calendar, 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com. Ball 1 to Johnny Damon. Damon 1 out of 2 with a single. One of the 4 Tampa Bay hits. Hard hit ball. Reynolds has it. And he caught it in the air. He goes to the base anyway, just in case. That's a line drive out. But Tampa Bay gets the lead on the home run by Longoria. Mid-6th, 2-1 Rays.
Rodriguez makes a long throw. He misses first base. Hardy scores. Orioles up 1. And Dino trying to put him up 2. Great catch by Desmond Jennings off the wall. Goes over. Nobody's going to catch this ball right here. Longoria hits another home run, 2 RBIs. He's carrying this ball club. Longoria now, he's got the 2-run home run in the 6th. Alfredo Simon, 6 pretty good innings, 2 earned runs. You just saw him right there with 6 strikeouts. He's out pitching David Price in that respect. 5 innings, no earned runs, but Price only has 5 strikeouts. What about that?
Well, David Price now has a 1-run lead, and he has settled in. He has retired 9 in a row since Andino singled to begin the 3rd. J.J. Hardy will lead off. Markakis and Guerrero will follow. J.J. 1 out of 2. He doubled and scored in the 1st inning. And that's outside, 1-0. And there's a strike in the outside corner.
Kind of interesting to watch the catcher from this angle. He's going to look now. Fastball in, fastball away again. That's what he wants.
Ground ball towards the middle, knocked down by Price, out behind the mound, and he won't get him. That'll be an infield hit for J.J. Hardy. The aggressiveness of Price cost him an out.
Fastball on the outside corner. Hardy tries to pull it just off the hand of David Price. No way he's going to make a play going that far into shortstop. J.J. Hardy with a base hit.
Well, you're always going to try to make the play, but had he missed that, his shortstop was converging on it for what would have been an easy out. Sean Rodriguez was lining it up. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on, and that gets Markakis up. Reached on an error in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd on a nice play by Rodriguez. And there's a fastball for a strike. Nick looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 3 last night, 0 for 2 tonight. Hardy not a stolen base threat. Modest lead off first, held there by Kochman. And down and away, 1-1.
Well, you may wonder why you don't see Markakis bunting him over in the scoring position in this series of pitches. Well, your number 3 hitter is not that guy you want to do that, and besides that, the first baseman's holding him on, leaving a big hole over there for him to drive the ball through.
Markakis looks it over for ball 2. Showalter looking off from the Oriole bench. Willie Randolph flashed some signs. Make sure it falls in.
He's just telling him, watch out for the line drive. Don't get doubled off.
Outside corner called strike. Markakis doesn't agree, saying something to Tom Howley.
Well, I don't agree with him either. That he hasn't been calling that pitch a strike, and it's no time this part in the ball game in order to start calling that. Watch the catcher's glove. That's all you need to see it move outside right there. 6 inches is all you need.
Wow. So instead of 3-1, it's 2-2.
He didn't even frame that pitch that well to get that strike.
Ball 3. Price, smart pitcher, he went right back to the same
In most
spot.
cases, Jim, when the umpire calls a pitch like that on the outside corner, you have to swing at that pitch right there. And Nick Markakis felt like it wasn't a strike the first time. I'm not going to give in and swing at it now.
So a full count with nobody down. Hardy at first. Hardy runs, and it's outside, ball 4. So Markakis does work the walk. And the Orioles have 2 on with none out. It's time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia Fact. On this date in 2002, Mike Bordick played in his 96th consecutive errorless game at shortstop. And our fact number 2, that set a new American League record, bypassing his teammate Cal Ripken Jr. Former teammate. Cal retired the year before. And of course, Mike Bordick will always be remembered as the player in Oriole history that Cal Ripken moved to third base for when Mike came here in 1997. So Hardy and Markakis on with nobody out. Here's Laddie. Orioles have a big chance here now with 2 on and none out. Ball 1.
Well, we talked about Alfredo Simon walking 2 batters so far in this game, and right after that, he gave up 2 base hits, one of them a 2-run home run. Let's see if the scenario works the same with David Price here.
Ground ball towards the middle. There's Rodriguez to second 1. Zobrist back to first. There's 2. And that's an inning changer. 6-4-3 double play and 2 men out.
Now, why didn't it work?
So Price gets a huge ground ball to turn 2. Guerrero's now 0 for 3, and now the runner goes to third. Hardy, but 2 men out. Matt Wieters now. He has walked. He has struck out. And there's a strike at the knees, 0-1. David Price in his career, it's his 4th season. He has dominated the AL East. 23-8 within the division with an ERA of 2.93. That is an ace. Ground ball towards third. Right there is Longoria. And he will get it to first in time, and Price gets out of it. 2 on and none out, and the Orioles can't score. We're through 6. Rays with a 2-1 lead. Sarasota, Florida, your chance to join the team and live the dream as Dream Week participants will join members of the 1992 Orioles on the field for a week of daily baseball drills, instruction, games, and more. Find out what it's like to be a major leaguer with your own personalized uniform, your own locker, clubhouse services, and even the chance to take the field at Oriole Park at Camden Yards next summer. For all the details, visit Orioles.com/DreamWeek or call 888-848-BIRD. Simone gets ahead of Matt Joyce 0-1. Down the way, Joyce, Kochman, and John Jaso for Tampa Bay in the 7th. Rays with a 2-1 lead. Off-speed pitch misses, 2-1. Simone has struck out 6. He has walked 2, and one of the walks has scored. Sharply grounded foul, bounced down the line. A 2-2 on Joyce. Rays got Joyce from the Tigers following the 2008 season when the Rays sent Edwin Jackson to Detroit. And he got him. Oh, good off-speed pitch.
Well, it really was that split finger fastball again. When he gets ahead in the count, that's his out pitch. Matt Wieters moves to the outside corner. A lot of movement on this ball, very close to the strike zone, which gets Joyce to swing at it, but almost perfectly just off the plate, unreachable.
Casey Kochman now 1 out of 2 with a single. There's a strike. Alfredo's been very pitch efficient tonight. He said 3 up, 3 down innings. And another strike. It's 0-2. Buck Showalter's team has gone 4-9 in the last 13 games against the Rays. Tampa Bay, by winning last night, continued its dominance here at Camden Yards. And another good off-speed pitch, and Kochman down on strikes.
Pretty much the same pitch as last time, only a little bit more on the inside corner. The bottom just drops out of that pitch, out of the strike zone. This is when Simone is at his best, ahead in the count, and being able to go to that pitch, that split finger.
So 8 strikeouts for Alfredo. And a foul off the bat of John Jaso, the catcher. He also had 8 strikeouts in Minnesota, which is the last game Simone won. That was on August 23rd. So the 8 tonight, tying that season high. Line drive, base hit. Markakis gloves, and John Jaso's on with a 2-out single. Time now for our Trans-America game flow, and the flow of this game in the 6th inning went against Simone on a real close 3-2 pitch. He walked B.J. Upton, who then stole second base, and then that man Evan Longoria hit a 2-run home run to left field, so a 1-0 Oriole lead became a 2-1 deficit, as David Price, now in the flow of this game, has the lead. Here's Sean Rodriguez, the number 9 batter. Strike 1. Rodriguez has grounded into a double play and struck out. And a swing and a miss, 0-2. The Rays were able to get Rodriguez from the Angels when Tampa Bay traded Scott Kazmir to the Angels. He was traded for a player to be named later, and Joe Madden's club got Rodriguez as that player to be named later, and he is a favorite of Joe Madden. He plays him all over the infield. 0-2 is just inside. Simone started walking off the mound.
Pretty good pitch, man. A lot better than that second strike that they called on Nick Markakis last innings. You got to look at it being a better pitch. It must have been a strike.
Runner at first and 2 down. 1-2 on Rodriguez. And Weekly hit towards short. Andino cuts in front, throws off balance, and won't get him. That is an infield hit for Sean Rodriguez.
That was probably one case where Andino should not have taken that ball. He had to cut across too much. Watch him go right in front of J.J. Hardy. No momentum going towards the bag. J.J. Hardy would have been coming in on this ball a little bit more, and more of a direct throw. Might have had a better chance at throwing the runner out at first base. So maybe a little bit of overplaying the position right there.
And good hustle by Jaso to get to second base and take that option away from Andino. He looked up and he had no force, so he had to go to first. There's Desmond Jennings, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And the fastball too tight, 1-0.
Well, the Orioles have had a little trouble lately with giving up too many runs with 2 outs. And here we are in that same situation again, with Simone trying to keep the ball club close, down 1 run.
The Orioles have allowed 289 runs this year with 2 men down. That is the most in the major leagues. And Buck Showalter on the phone. And a foul straight down at the plate off the bat of Jennings. Well, the air will begin to get loose. Jaso at second, Rodriguez at first, with 2 down here in the 7th inning. One and 2 on Jennings. Inside, 2-2. Desmond Jennings, just 24 years old. He was the Southern League MVP 2 years ago. And has been waiting his turn at AAA, and his turn has finally arrived. While Crawford left as a free agent, that opened up an outfield spot. 2-2, and he got him. Swing and a miss by Jennings, who is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. 2 hits and 2 left. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. Have the lead. Orioles coming up in the bottom of the 7th. And welcome back to the booth, Jim Hunter and Rick Dempsey. And when you play Tampa Bay, you know they win with pitching, best ERA in the league, and with fielding, the best fielding percentage in the league. Desmond Jennings robbing Andino of a possible home run, only 1 unearned run, and that's the difference in this game, a 2-1 Tampa lead.
Well, you got to give Simone some credit. He's given the Orioles a very good opportunity to win this ball game. The Orioles have only had 2 hits since the first inning of this ball game, and really haven't had much of an RBI threat since that first inning.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Alfredo Simone, by keeping the Orioles in the game, it's only a 1-run game. Every batter that comes up, the potential tying run.
He really does, but Simone himself has really kind of taken on a look like the opposition. David Price is using a lot of off-speed pitches and good fastballs to get himself out of trouble.
So it's a career-high 9 strikeouts as he got Desmond Jennings to end the top of the 7th. And the Orioles now come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, looking for a run on David Price to get this game even. And they have a couple of home run hitters back-to-back. And there's J.J. Hardy talking with Andino, saying, that's my ball. You got to let me have that. I'm coming in on that ground ball. I can go to first. And Dino, being aggressive, cut it off, had no play at second, and then had no play at first. So here's Mark Reynolds, who is 0 for 2. A comebacker and a strikeout. And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Price has struck out 5. He has walked 2. And neither of the walks has hurt him. 0-2 on Reynolds, leading off in the Orioles 7th. 0-2 to Reynolds is inside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that seems to be the area where most pitchers try to pitch Mark Reynolds. In this count, as the fastball's up and in, he can swing through that pitch. He can't get on top of it.
Inside. Well, 2-2 on Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for his last 14. Outside, ball 3. Trying to get on leading off here in the 7th. 1-run game. And the 3-2 is hit foul as he protected the outer part of the plate.
Kind of an odd statistic when you see a guy like Mark Reynolds swing and miss so many times, that he would have such a good eye at home plate. He's really picked up quite a few walks for the ball club this year. So it kind of evens out a little bit of the amount of strikeouts that he takes.
High fly ball to center field. He got under it. Upton has a play. And 1 down in the Orioles 7th. Well, the Orioles have been very competitive, and they have been in some close games. And you look at September, they're 3-3 in games decided by a run. They're 1-2 in 2-run games, and they're 0-2 in 3-run games. 11 of the 12 games played this month decided by 3 runs or less. So the next part of that equation is, how do you make up the difference? You pitch better and you hit better with men on base.
Better situational hitting.
Nolan Reimold takes high, 1-0.
You know, I have to say, Nolan Reimold has been one of my favorites since I saw him play his first year with the Orioles. He hasn't quite gotten himself back into that same kind of mode he was in when he first came here, hitting 15 home runs. He really showed me that he had the power and he had the eye and he had the ability to put up big numbers, but he hasn't quite reached, coming back from that Achilles problem that he had since then. He showed little spurts of it, but I think he has a great swing and tremendous power. Now mentally, he's got to get himself back to where he was before.
He's ahead 3-0. Will he get the green light? 1 out, none on in a 1-run game. And he takes it first strike, 3-1.
Saw him in the last couple of at-bats in situations where he's taken fastballs. A hitter of his quality just can't do that.
And there's ball 4, so the tying run is on with 1 down. That is the 3rd walk allowed by David Price. Showalter relaying signs to Willie Randolph. And we'll relay them to Reimold and Adams. One thing about David Price, you can run on him. It's tough to get on. I mean, he's averaging 10.4 base runners per 9 innings. That's why he's so good. You just can't get on. But if you get on, you can run. He's allowed 16 stolen bases while catching only 5 on the year with Price on the mound. So this could be one of those hit and run spots. Ryan Adams at the plate, goes to right field very well. Reimold is a good base runner, so we'll see if Buck Showalter goes in that direction.
Really tough for a left-hander, Jim, to be bad at picking people off at first base. He gets an opportunity to see them in their lead. He doesn't have to look over his shoulder. He sees them in his lead, and all he has to do is bring his leg up slow. And most bases that are stolen off of left-handers go on first move. So if they go on first move and you're hanging there, all you got to do is throw the ball to first base. It's very simple.
And that's outside, 1-1. So what is your theory then, why he allows so many steals?
Well, because he's very quick to home plate. He makes up his mind in it, before he even goes into his delivery. If you watch him, there's no pace at all. He just picks his foot up and heads to home plate very quickly. He's going to try to beat that runner to get a jump. Watch him right here. He's very quick.
Well, the Orioles, 13 steals since September the 5th, the most in baseball. Mariners with 12 and Toronto with 10. Dodgers and Diamondbacks 9. And of course, now it's 1-2 in the count, but that is the one thing that Price has struggled with, is keeping that running game in check. He's ahead of Ryan Adams, 1-2. Runner doesn't go, and it's sliced down the line and foul. Got good wood on it, but fouled it off. Jake Fox comes out on deck to pinch hit for Kyle Hudson. With a home run bat up there, and a right-handed bat. Reimold, a good base runner on at first. Count holding 1-2 on Ryan Adams. Juan Cruz, Jake McGee. McGee the left-hander, Cruz the right-hander in the Tampa bullpen. They both just began to get loose. 1-2 on Adams. Reimold runs. Pitch is taken high, and Reimold has the base as Jaso drops the ball. So in his haste to get off a quick throw, he dropped it. Tying run at second base with one down.
Well, that shows a lot of alertness right there. Nolan Reimold, he just decided he was going to go on first move, and he can accelerate after that first step right away. No look by the pitcher, David Price. No chance for the catcher, even if he did catch it, to throw him out at second base.
Fifth stolen base for Reimold, so the tying run out there with one down. Base hit can get this game even. 2-2 on Adams. Oh, the good cut. He fouled it straight back at the netting. Jim Hickey on the phone to the bullpen to see how those relievers are coming along. They look over to the Orioles on deck circle and see Fox. Showalter talking with Rick Adair and Brian Graham. Two and two on Adams. He's battling here. And it's high, ball three. There's Matt Angle getting loose. If Hudson is lifted for the pinch hitter, he'll have to come on and play center field. Adam Jones talking with him. Adams sitting it out again with the sore thumb. From 1-2 to 3-2 on Adams. And he got him. Adams down on strikes. That's a huge out for Price and two down.
Well, it really was, but tough to lay off that pitch. All right, watch it just kind of scoot down below the strike zone. That little cut fastball, he uses it on the outside corner. Takes a little off. He's got Ryan Adams out in front.
So Jim Hickey out to the mound for a chat. And fans, MLB.com's At Bat 11 app for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry is live baseball. Follow the Orioles wherever you are. Game day pitch-by-pitch tracking. Plus get in-progress box scores and stats, breaking news, and searchable video highlights. At Bat 11 also includes game day audio to listen to every game live. And MLB.tv subscribers can watch games live with iPhone, iPad, and Android. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Orioles.com for the details. Showalter jotting down some notes there, and Jake Fox will pinch hit for Kyle Hudson. For Jake, it's his first at bat since August 31st. Trying to get a base hit to get Reimold in with that tying run.
If there's anything that Jake will look for coming up here with that long of a layoff, he's going to look for the fastball. The first one he gets in the strike zone, I'll bet he's swinging hard at it.
And he lays off. It's high, 1-0. Jake is 3 for 8 since coming back from AAA. Ball two. Now what Hickey may have told David Price is this guy can run into a fastball and hit it a long way. You got first base open. The guy on deck is more of a line drive hitter, not a long ball threat. So you want to be careful with Fox, and then you could go after Andino. Ball three on the changeup.
Well, that's what power will do for you. I'm sure everybody realizes he's the one big power right-hander that the Orioles have coming off the bench to pitch hit. And they don't want to leave a ball down the middle for him to take a good swing at. So they try to pick on the corners, and they find themselves now down 3 balls and no strikes.
Strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Price trying to get out of this and maintain the lead. Reimold walked. He stole second. He's there with 2 down. 3-1. Line drive towards the gap. That's going to be a base hit for Jake Fox and tie this game. Reimold will score. That one goes all the way to the wall. And Jake Fox with a pinch hit RBI double. And we're tied at 2.
Well, that's what you want to see from your pinch hitters coming off the bench with power. Get them in a situation where they're going to see a fastball, 3-1 count, right down the middle. David Price, Fox ready to swing the bat, drives one in the gap in left center field all the way to the wall. Reimold scores easily to tie the ball game up. Fox now on second base with a chance for the Orioles to take the lead.
And Fox will leave for a pinch runner. And we're going to get a pitching change as well. Jake Fox, what a big hit for him. Juan Cruz comes on. It's a brand new game in the 7th. Responsibility of Price, and here's Juan Cruz.
Well, Juan Cruz is a hard-throwing right-hander with a pretty good breaking ball for Tampa Bay. Guy you can bring in. He's got like a rubber arm. He'll pitch a lot of innings for you, eat up a lot of those that the bullpen gets an opportunity for. It's a guy that doesn't walk too many people. He's going to make you put the ball in play.
So Juan Cruz comes on, so Jake Fox back on the bench. He was 4 for 31 against left-handed pitching. And he comes up with a big pinch double. So Angle, who will now stay in the game in center field. Fox pinch hit for Hudson. Outstanding speed at second base with 2 down. And Rick Adair now on the phone. We'll see what's going in the bullpen, where we now see Cruz come on and Pedro Strop gets up. Villiers sits down. Well, if the Orioles can get this run in, Simone would have a chance for a win.
Pretty much the same scenario as the last game David Price pitched against the Orioles. He gets into the 7th inning. The only difference from this game to that was 8 strikeouts. He had 14 at that point. The Orioles managed to come back in that game and get him out and end up winning the ball game 3-2.
So here's Andino, singled in the 3rd to extend his hitting streak. Angle a good lead off second. Robert is now hitting 10 straight, trying to get Angle in and get the lead. Breaking ball for a strike. Wow, what a first pitch. There's no way Tito's looking
Wasn't
for that.
by design, I'll tell you that. The catcher was sitting on the outside corner. He let it go a little too soon. Came inside right at Andino. Pretty big break, and it catches the inside corner instead of the outside.
So Price will have gone the entire 2011 season without beating the Orioles. This is his last start against the Birds this year. Strike in the outside corner, and it's 0-2. So Andino's down in a big hole.
Pretty tough to pick up his release point when you get a guy coming in, hides the ball pretty well, but he's got that big slingy arm motion coming to home plate. You can't tell whether it's going to be wild behind you or on the outside half.
0-2 on Andino. And it's high, a ball and 2 strikes. As tight as this game has been, that play by Jennings looming larger and larger when he robbed Andino of a home run in the 5th. One and 2. Ground ball towards the middle. There's Rodriguez. He throws on the run, and he gets Andino to end the inning. But the Orioles rally to tie. A walk and a pinch double by Fox will head to the 8th in a 2-2 game. Since joining the Orioles, they got him for Michael Gonzalez. Since joining the O's, 4 appearances, no runs in 4 1/3 innings. He's only allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And our State Highway Administration call to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen reminds you to be street smart. Always use crosswalks when walking, and when driving, be alert for pedestrians.
Well, Pedro Strop, you look at the numbers there, 15 games so far, 1-1 record. The ERA is almost microscopic, and what an outing he had in New York when he picked up his first major league win, and he just stood the Yankees up with a combination of good sinking fastballs and a very sharp breaking ball.
He'll go to work on B.J. Upton, Longoria, and Zobrist will follow. Right, and then switch for Tampa Bay in this tie game. And he throws the fastball high, 1-0. Matt Engel takes over in center field. And there's a strike at the knees.
Now that's what you really like to see out of a young pitcher that comes in, is that fastball down in the strike zone right at the bottom of the knees, not even at the top of the knees.
Upton swings through it. And a ball and 2 strikes. What I like about Strop, in the limited times we've seen him, and we did see him a few times with Texas, but he's a strike thrower. He challenges hitters.
He does. He hides the ball well. That's what it is. He's got a slingy little motion, which I don't mind. He falls off a hair. But the breaking ball, that one right there, when he throws it in the strike zone, it just kind of freezes hitter because he's got a real late break to it, a flip, that really fools a lot of hitters that are trying to time him, maybe even looking for the breaking ball at the same time. It's very, very tough because it's a 12-6 break.
2-2 is bounced towards the hole, and there's a base hit. And B.J. Upton is on with the leadoff single in this tie game. And Tampa Bay gets the big base hit. Time now for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates. Evan Longoria, 2-run home run for Tampa Bay. Jake Fox, his double tied the game, or Alfredo Simon, who pitched 7 outstanding innings. Text in your vote now and have your voice heard. A, B, or C to 51862. There's Troy Patton in the bullpen. After Longoria, who steps to the plate, you have a switch hitter Zobrist and then 4 consecutive left-handed batters. And Pedro Strop respecting the stolen base ability of B.J. Upton, who does have 1 steal in the game. And there's J.P. Howell getting loose for Tampa Bay.
If Pedro can get through Longoria here, you're going to see the skipper go to the left-hander in this part of the ball game. He's hoping to try to get a ground ball double play. Maybe, just maybe, they might let him face the left-hander, but I doubt it.
A double, a home run, 2 RBIs for Longoria. 85 ribbies now on the year. .28 steals in 37 attempts. So 76% success rate, and he has 1 steal tonight. Tampa Bay as a team has 2 because Damon has 1. One on Longoria, and it bounces in there. Showalter looking down at the matchups. Joe Maddon's in the heart of his lineup here. Ball and a strike on Longoria. And a foul straight back at the plate, 1-2. This could be a trade that helps the Orioles for the next several years, because Michael Gonzalez, he was going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And Texas was looking to shore up the back end of their bullpen for their playoff run, and Strop was kind of the odd man out, and he was in AAA. 1-2, and he got it. Oh, what a breaking ball. Longoria full, couldn't catch up to it, and 1 down.
Well, that's the one I was talking about. We saw it in New York against the Yankees, right over the top. Look at this break. Real sharp, real quick, late. That's what throws Longoria off and get him out in front. Matt Wieters right there. And that's what you like about this guy. Now the skipper's going to give him a chance to face the left-hander.
So Zobrist, switch hitter, will bat left against Strop, is 0 for 3. And we'll see if Joe Maddon sends Upton. Now that there's 1 down, he does not go, and the pitch is right there for a strike. It's a real interesting lineup by Maddon tonight. You usually don't see a manager stack all the left-handed hitters together as he had. Usually they'll try to sneak a righty in between there, just so it makes it a little more difficult for the opposing manager when he goes to his bullpen.
Well, that's exactly why they do it, so that late in the ball game.
Here's the throw, the tag, he is safe.
Oh, I'm not so sure he was in position to see that tag. Tagged him up on the middle of the leg. P.J. Upton, not a great jump. The throw actually beats him to second base. The tag, which you can't see, J.J. Hard, but he did tag him on the backside. Watch that. He does catch him on the leg. In slow-mo. Here's the foot. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. And I stand corrected. Wow. That was by a half an inch because he should have tagged him out. What a good call by the umpire.
1-1 on Zobrist. In the dirt, knocked down by Wieters. He kicks it, but quickly prances on it. Upton holds at second base. There's the potential go-ahead run. B.J. Upton, one down. And came in with something off speed, and Zobrist was out in front.
Kind of a little shorter version of the curveball that he just threw to Longoria.
Two and two on Zobrist. Hard hit ball. Reynolds gloves. He just saved the run. It goes to the bag unassisted. Oh, the quick hands of Mark Reynolds. He grabbed it, took a base hit away from Zobrist.
What a shot off the bat, too. Off-speed pitch. Reynolds hangs in there just long enough. Didn't want to get in front of it. Needed the quick hands, and he used it. Picked that ball and got the out at first base.
So Buck Showalter says, good job, Pedro. With Damon coming up, we'll get Troy Patton, runner at second, 2 down in the 8th. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Lovely night for baseball. Here's Troy Patton.
Troy Patton, he tossed 2 1/3 scoreless innings on Saturday against Toronto. His 6th scoreless outings in his last 7 appearances, so he is really coming on strong.
There's Upton at second base, the potential tie-breaking run with 2 down, and Johnny Damon up. And a strike in the outside corner. Real good pitch.
Did you see that same pitch out of Zach Phillips and Rapata? All 3 of them are kind of clones of one another. And they like to go to that big sweep and breaking ball against left-handers, and it's been pretty effective.
Jim Johnson getting loose for the Orioles. Scotty McGregor there with him, the Orioles bullpen coach. Here's the 1-1. It breaks in there for a strike, 1 and 2. Patton last worked on Saturday in Toronto. He was real good that day, went 2 1/3 scoreless. He hasn't allowed a hit in his last 2 appearances. And he's ahead of Damon, 1 and 2. And a bloop foul over Zandino, and he can't get there.
Pretty good choice of pitches in that situation. Johnny Damon has not been in baseball this long because he doesn't know what he's doing up there. He was looking for that breaking ball on the outside corner again, and he got the fastball in, which I thought was a great time for Patton to change his repertoire of pitches there. You can't fool him too many times in a row.
Patton deals 1-2. It's outside. Johnny Damon was drafted in 1992. That's how long he's been around. A first-round draft pick of Kansas City. 2-2. Stays inside. Ball 3. A.J. Upton at second. He singled leading off the inning and stole second base. He's there now with 2 men down. 3-2. He got him with a slow curveball. And Patton gets the Orioles out of a jam. Upton left stranded at second. Patton comes on and gets out of it. Well, that's to the bottom of the 8th in a tie game. Foundation. To date, the Orioles have drawn 408 walks for a total of $20,400. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that final step and first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
J.P. Al on the mound, 41 games. You see the record so far. Not a very good ERA. Situational guy coming in to face J.J. Hardy.
So Cruz faced one batter, and retired Andino to strand the potential go-ahead run at second base. So in each of their last at-bats, each team has stranded a runner at second. 2-2 game, bottom of the 8th. Hardy to center field, chasing Upton, but he has a play. And has it for the out. 1 pitch, 1 down in the 8th inning. Howell gets the right-handed batter. Now we'll go to work on left-handed batting, Nick Markakis.
Well, apparently Joe Madden is not afraid to go to him against right-handers late in ball games. Since July 29th, he has held opposing batters to a 118 batting average. He's only given up 4 hits in those 34 at-bats.
Markakis takes low, 1-0. Brandon Gomes is getting loose now. Tampa Bay with the call-ups has a 10-man bullpen. Slice to left field, chasing Jennings back, still going back, and on the warning track, he'll make the catch. Well, Kakis gave it a ride, but Jennings has it for the out and 2 down. There's Vladimir now, 2 outs and the base is empty. Vladimir grounded into a double play his last at bat. It was first and second, nobody out, and that changed the inning. He's 0 for 3 on the night. But he has really been swinging the bat well. Pops up the first pitch, slicing down the right field line, and it's back out of play. Guerrero in his last 8 games batting at a .433 clip. And over his last 14 games, he's got 9 RBIs.
We haven't seen a lot of home run power out of Vladi as of late, but we've certainly seen a lot of line drives, especially to that gap in right center field.
Oh, one is ripped to left field. That's a base hit. Jennings will play it on a big hop, so Guerrero's on with 2 men down.
Well, you take your chances when you throw anything over the plate. Guerrero.
Adam Jones will come on to pinch run. Couldn't start because of the thumb, but he certainly can run. So the potential go-ahead run is on with 2 down now, and here's Matt Wieters, who will bat right-handed. And Howell will toss to first. Matt Wieters against Tampa Bay, .352 average, 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. So a 2-out single off J.P. Howell. Breaking ball bends in there for a strike. Adams stole a base against Tampa Bay last Saturday in the middle game of 3 at the Trop. He has not been running a lot. Prior to that, you got to go all the way back to July 31st for his prior steal. There's Howell, a lefty who holds runners pretty well. 1-1 on Wieters. And goes to first again. Adam listening to Wayne Kirby.
Kind of watch Adam Jones' eyes. He's looking to the left as if he's looking at the pitcher, but he's sneaking the catcher's signs at the same time, looking for that breaking ball.
Well, he got it there and he didn't go. So Wieters, a ball and a strike. Hodgman holds first base, unusual in that his foot is not near the bag. He's a step in front of the base, almost like he's trying to cut off the angle of the base runner going back. That was an obvious throw to first, and Jones back easily. So who's going to blink first? Will Jones take off?
Look at his eyes. Watch his eyes underneath the lid of that baseball cap. He is watching the catcher very intently, looking for you see it? You can just barely see him. But he's watching for a pitch out sign, or maybe even a breaking ball.
Howell is convinced he's going to take off.
I am too.
Paying a lot of attention to him.
There's 2 outs. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. If he can get a jump, he's going to go here.
Looks like there's a gnat flying around out there. He keeps swatting at it. Fans are getting all over Howell, but he's doing what he has to do. Willie Randolph flashed a quick sign across. Wieters 1-1. There have been more throws to first than to Wieters. Jones goes. Pitches it deep to left field. Back it goes. That ball is gone. It's out of here for Wieters. And the Orioles have the lead. The fastball with the base-stealing threat at first, and Wieters jumps all over it.
Well, how distracting was Adam Jones at first base? Took a little bit of the concentration away from J.P. Howell. Watch this pitch inside corner. Matt Wieters gets fully extended on this ball down the left field line. It goes. Will it stay fair? No doubt about it. Way back in the seat, Matt Wieters knows. 2-run home run. The Orioles have come back again in a David Price game and taken the lead.
And J.P. Howell down on his knees on the mound. The Adam Jones distraction paying dividends, and Wieters did the rest. Gomes coming on for Tampa Bay in the 8th. More exciting than the strategy in Major League Baseball. You had a catcher at the plate in Matt Wieters. You had Adam Jones at first, who was bothering the pitcher Howell. He was running, and the pitcher gave in. He threw a fastball to help his catcher out, and Wieters, the catcher, anticipating the pitch, jumped all over it. What a sequence there for the Orioles. Here's Brandon Gomes.
Gomes is on the mound. He earned his first win against the Boston Red Sox last Saturday. He's done a pretty good job for them. 14 road games. He only has an ERA of 6.55. I shouldn't have said only has, but that's a pretty fat ERA.
So the Orioles now have the lead 4-2 in the 8th. Reynolds took a strike. Had a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Marquez continued that dubious streak that he's on. He has a strikeout tonight, so it's 16 consecutive games with a strikeout. 29 total in those 16 games. 0-2 on him. And it bounces, ricochets all the way to the dugout. So J.P. Howell. Boy, if you love baseball, that was some sequence there. He kept throwing to first, throwing to first. He knew Jones was going to go. When Adam took off, and he left the pitch out over the plate.
It was amazing how good a jump he got, too, right before the Wieters swing. He had the base stolen easily.
And down on strikes goes Reynolds, and that ends the inning, but not before a 2-out, nobody on rally. Guerrero with a single. Jones pinch running, and Matt Wieters, his 19th as a 2-run shot. The Orioles 3 outs away from a win. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Defensive changes for the Birds. Josh Bell enters the game. He'll take over at third base. Robert Andino moves from third base to second base. And asking Willie Randolph where he should play. Troy Patton stays on with the left-handers due up here. Matt Joyce, Casey Kochman, and John Jaso. And the breaking ball is low. So it's a 2-run cushion for the Orioles. They need 3 outs. Strike at the knees, 1-1. So Buck Showalter staying with the lefty. Patton struck out Damon to end the 8th. Left the go-ahead run at second base. And the fastball for a strike.
Well, it's the opportunity that a lot of these young guys are going to get going down the stretch. You got to find out what Patton is going to give you going into next season, what Rapata and Phillips and the other left-handers will do in tough situations.
Popped up, Hardy and Bell. Hardy calls them off and steps in front of him. Hardy called them off, and Bell never got out of his way. And Hardy said, Josh, I'm the shortstop.
Yeah,
I call it, you move.
You don't blame him, too, because Josh Bell is supposed to get out of the way. That shortstop, it's his responsibility. When he calls it, he better not come off that ball and let it fall down. If he hits the third baseman and he misses it, it's still going to be Bell's fault. But you got to let that shortstop run the infield. That's what he's there for.
Here's Casey Kochman. And a strike, breaking ball on the outside corner. Stroke 2/3 scoreless. Then Patton got the final out of the 8th, and he got the first out here in the 9th. That one bent around the plate, I guess. That looked like a good pitch. Tom Hallion said it was low. One and one on Kochman. And swept towards first, backhanded by Reynolds. He will flip to Patton, who gets to the bag. What? He had to speed up. What a lead throw there by Reynolds. 2 down.
You see a pretty good play by Reynolds, and Patton is already 5 strides ahead of the batter. He has no chance he's going to let him beat him to the bag.
Let's get an update on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. And Jake Fox with that pinch hit double to tie the game in the lead. Still time to vote. A, B, or C to 51862. Tom and Rock will have the results coming up on O's Extra Postgame. Off the bench and pinch hit. He is a switch hitter, and that means that Buck Showalter's going to come out. And he's going to go to the bullpen as Troy Patton works a scoreless inning, and he's in line for the win if the Orioles can get one more out. So Johnson coming on, Lobaton introduced. O's 1 out away from a win. Nobody on as Buck Showalter allowed Troy Patton to stand against the lefties, and he'll go against Jose Lobaton, who is a switch hitter, who will now bat left against Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson's going to come in and get another chance to pick up a save here. He's only had 4 opportunities. He's converted them all in that save. One of the best sinkers I've seen in the American League in the last 4 years is Jim Johnson's. When he's throwing it right, there's nobody that matches up to him. It's hard, and it really sinks.
High fly ball to left. Reimold is there, moving towards the line, and he puts it away, and the Orioles win it. 1 in the 7th to tie, 2 in the 8th to get the lead, and the Orioles have evened up this series at a game each. Jim Johnson, the happy shake of hands on the bench. Adam Jones bothered the pitcher. Matt Wieters did the rest. And the bullpen with 2 scoreless innings to close it out. Final score, Orioles win it 4-2.